They were men at that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Couldn't hold eye contact during that.
Chill, dude.
Fuck, that's a pretty man.
God damn it. So much prettiness, I can't look at you. Y'all remember this one. This is based on a sequel to the 1982 Ridley Scott movie. And with this one, y'all, look, everybody is sequel crazy, prequel crazy, reboot crazy. Sometimes they remake the movie and still try to say it's a sequel.
I know.
People just confused right now. They don't know
what to do.
They don't know what the fuck they doing.
And they try to have it both ways as much as possible.
Yeah. So at this point, there was a time when there would have been a cause for celebration for the sequel to Blade Runner. At this point, people like, you ain't getting me with that bullshit. I know it's the same old shit.
Oh, what, you mean after Terminator and Ghostbusters and Aliens? People aren't excited for another sequel from an 80s property?
Flatliners, Mark? Can I get a flatline? Oh, but there's some people like, yeah, don't even waste my time. Same old shit another day. But they said, wait a minute, hold on. We got a whole bunch of people attached to this who are people with some integrity in addition to their talent. We got Ryan Gosling up in here who wants to be, he ain't a pretty boy no more. He wants to be known as Ryan.
He is.
Right? No, Martin. No.
I mean, I applaud him for branching out and not being just that, but he's still that.
He's pretty, Martin, but he's serious.
Oh, yeah.
Mark, can you
Seriously pretty.
Mark, can you look past that pretty exterior?
He's pretty but mopey.
and see the sensitive guy inside.
Sad, sensitive baby goose.
The guy that does not want to eat his cereal. And in this one, the soulful, sensitive Ryan Gosling, he is the new Blade Runner. He is Agent K. Now, this is 30 years after the original. And Agent K, this time, he is a replicant. Not just a human.
They tell you that right off the bat.
Oh, yeah. This ain't no spoiler. He's a replicant, and he's out there hunting other replicants. They say this uppity motherfucker right here. Who does he think he is? Oh, he thinks he's better. Self-hating replicant, crab in a bucket replicant.
Does he see Zippity Doodah at any point?
Yeah. Who the hell does he think he is? But he says,
He's
look,
an Uncle Tom robot.
yeah, coon-ass replicant. But the difference is, I mean, he really is a straight-up coon. He's like, I just does what Master tells me. All these other uppity replicants running around here doing everything they want to do, they said, nah, that is a threat to mankind. And there was a time where it almost caused the downfall of society in certain parts of the planet. So they said these replicants have to be stopped. And they send out other replicants who follow orders to the T to take them out. Now, when he's doing his job, he set out to go out and not only figure out what's going on with a case where there's this evolutionary step in the replicants which cannot be heard by anybody. He has to not only find that out, but also destroy the evidence. Along the way, though, he discovers something about himself, and he thinks, well, shit, if I go out there and I'm starting to like take out these other replicants and these secrets, then really, I'm doing harm to myself.
Yeah, when's it my turn?
Yeah, exactly. So it's here that he not only is going out and second guessing himself, but this is the point where we also see parts of the original movie come in and play a bigger role in the story that we have here. Here's a little bit of the trailer to give you an idea of what this movie is like.
He's got every gun in the city. I've got you.
What do you want? I thought you might be able.
You know what? That's what happens when you actually break into Harrison Ford's house.
Except his eyes are way more bloodshot.
Yeah. He's high and she's pointing the wrong way.
What do you want?
Get the fuck out of my house.
You're not my weed dealer.
Or are you? I don't know.
Where's the black kid who usually comes by?
But you're already looking at this and you're thinking, okay, they did a really great job at replicating, no pun intended, they're replicating the 1982 original. And the 1982 original, what's so great about this, and looking back at the original, is that you see just how much this movie holds up today. This and movies like the John Carpenter's The Thing, these 80s movies that didn't have this technology, how they still hold up and look better than the CG that we have today. And a movie like this, you can either credit it for having great visual direction, or you can credit it for being able to match styles perfectly with what they have in the 1982 original. 1982, man. And this movie was so ahead of its time that it stands up to its own sequel today with all the CG and other technology they have in there.
Well, not just that, but just design-wise, it was so original that so many things have copied from it.
Oh, yeah. Anything from Akira to...
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
Battlefield Earth.
Oh, yeah. Classics.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the thing, though, that you have to remember is that while we are saying that this movie goes in and is able to capture the style of the original so well, it is not just going in and trying to recreate the original. At least from my standpoint, I mean, my opinion on the visual style of this is that it's its own movie. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of great original imagery in here. The tech that you have in here is a lot of fun to watch. The world that they're building is a lot of fun to watch. Dennis, what is his name? Villeneuve? Villeneuve?
Well, that's what I thought it was, but then I was watching a video with him. He said Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, he's just trying to be fucking proper. Look at
His name.
Yeah, man.
his name is what I give him.
You was Dennis Villeneuve.
Yeah, his last name is probably Thompson or something. But he's probably not even Spanish or Mexican. But you know, I think it's French. I don't give a fuck. Hell, his name is what I say. Trying to be all uppity himself. Yeah,
Come
man.
here, Dennis.
Trying to be all artsy and everything.
Your mama named you Dennis.
Yeah. Don't come around here with that pretentious shit. But hey, you know what? Even if he wanted to be pretentious about things, the guy earned it, because this is, as Martin and I were saying, this is something that stands completely on its own. It's as we were saying just now, it has its toe in the original movie, but not only in the look, but almost story-wise, this is able to just be a self-contained film.
Well, also one of the things about the original that it has backing up in its spine, it's a detective story, and so is this. You strip everything away, and it's a detective story.
Yeah, it's a film noir detective story, and that's where. And speaking of film noir, I mean, the director has so much love for the original that, and he admires it. He respects not only the story, not only the original movie, but he respects this world. He respects the design of this world, and while you're watching this, it's it's something where it's a nightmare of pollution and overcrowding, but damn, it looks good. It is the most gorgeously depressing film I've ever seen.
It's funny though. The one thing I kept thinking, like, man, for a city that's overcrowded, not a whole lot of people seem to be here.
Yeah, well, you know what? No, I actually looked at that and I thought it's if you remember the original, everything was packed. Yeah. Everything was old polluted, and I think they caught that here. It's
Polluted,
LA.
yes.
Yeah, and it's LA, and LA is so dirty that, you know, it's so full of smog that smog just snows down on people.
Right.
It ain't snow, it's dirt that's coming down. They're walking on ashes.
Oh, yeah. And it's that juxtaposition of how dirty and polluted it is against how brightly lit and neon and digital everything is all around it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's a beautifully depressing film. And it's so great. It is such an amazing world that they built here that the director wants to keep you in there as long as possible.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, sit your ass down, because we about to take a tour of this world right here, and it's like Gilligan's Island. It's a 2 hour and a 2.5 hour tour. As imaginative as this movie is, as great as the representation of technology is here, because the tech is great. Just like this has a foot in the original movie. I love the technology that they have here, where it's it's advanced, it's futuristic, but just a small part of it is recognizable in the stuff that we use today, the technology we use today. And
Sure, especially when you get to the virtual girlfriend you can buy.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm like, hey, y'all fellas, you tech guys, step it up. Get us some of these.
It's funny how when it comes to sex robots, we've actually advanced further than this movie. Like we got our priorities straight. Like we are close to getting the sex robots that walk, talk, and fuck the shit out of you.
Well, think about it. That's what the replicants, at least half of them are. They're so advanced that even their robots get to have virtual sex girlfriends.
Oh yeah. No, it's a lot of recognizable technology that's going on here, which in the movie is far more advanced, and it's very fun to see. It's a lot of fun to watch that, but being 2.5 hours long, the movie kind of drags its message a little bit, if you ask me. I mean, there are deep concepts here, and those concepts are very subtle. It is not a movie that is trying to lecture you. It's not a movie that's beating you over the head with what it's talking about. You know, it's slowly unraveled in the story and also in the emotions of its characters, and it takes its time with that. You know, it doesn't want to rush anything. Although I don't believe that it needs to be as long as they take here. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing for certain people. That will be fine because they will enjoy being here. But for this being coming out and presenting itself as a blockbuster, some people are going to be just like with Mother, not to the extent, but some people are going to be wanting to go in there and watch Terminator, you know, and they're going to end up getting a thesis about artificial life and what is life, and that's fine for those who know this ahead of time. I don't know if you felt the same way about the length of the movie.
I can't say that I thought I was worried because too often when you have a movie like this, a story like this, they will beat you over the head with the question of like, well, when is it life? When is sentience actual life? Does it have to have a soul? Can a robot be this?
Yeah.
I feel like that was just always kind of there, but they weren't really pushing that so hard. It was more about the actual story itself. And there's so much, I mean, just great and perfection going on with this movie. It is hamstrung by a first hour that needed to be no longer than 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Or even 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is the thing. I mean, I pulled out my watch and checked. Like, by the time something really started to go down, it's an hour into it. And it can wear you down by that point.
Oh yeah, no, and it will. I mean, for one, a lot of people going in there and like, shit, you know, I'm here for Indiana Jones. That's what I want to see. They sold me on Harrison Ford coming back as Deckard. That's my man right there. That fool don't come in till more than half of the movie.
Yeah, which is fine. It's okay because what they do with him is great.
No, what they do with him is great, but I think a lot of people are going to come in there and they're going to be expecting the Harrison Ford, Ryan Gosling show, and you're not going to get that. You know, you're not going to get this partnership between them. Harrison Ford actually has a smaller part in this movie than they are marketing. A lot of people are going to think that you're going to be getting a lot of him, and you're not. And I mean, I'm not saying it again. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I wouldn't even say it's a cameo.
I said it's more than a cameo.
Yeah, I'm just saying that during the last part of the movie, that's when he comes in, and it's really not his story. Another part of the link that might wear you down. This is a cold, harsh, emotionless world that they've set up here. There's hardly any emoting going on. Everything is kind of monotone. They've even set the colors and the cinematography to go along with the emotional states of most of these people. I mean, first of all, you have your lead character, which is Ryan Gosling, Agent K. He's a replicant who's just supposed to follow orders. He has hardly any emotion in the movie.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that hurts it.
Yeah.
Is that most of your cast are replicants who are emotionally stunted, and then the other half are the humans who are all weirdos or assholes.
Yeah, you know, and that's not a completely bad thing that they do that. I mean, because they do it, I believe, on purpose. Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but they want to make this message of a lot of you humans and a lot of the people that we follow they start out sort of emotionless. Or they start out as people who are cruel and harsh. And meanwhile, your artificial humans and your virtual humans, they start to be the more emotional people, like the character of Joy, the artificial love interest here, who's pretty much just a virtual wife that you can buy, played by Anna de Armas right here. She's Joy. Anybody can buy Joy. But you don't know. Be like, can I? Some people on phones right now.
Please,
Shit,
yeah, I
get
would
me
have bought one already if that was possible.
Yeah, and you know what? And it's really fun what they do with this in the movie because of the way they introduce her. You don't know if it's a real woman or if it's a virtual woman. And as the movie goes along, you don't know if this is a creature that's that was programmed to love, or she's evolving to love. And you know, I mean, and it's more effective because of the emotionalist segment of the film, and you know, I believe that works if you give it time and you're patient with it. If you're not somebody who's just like, man, this shit depressing. I don't know why I came here. There's a lot of hopelessness going on. You know, I mean, if you look like if I really thought this was the future, I'd just take myself out now. Yeah. I mean, if I thought this was going to be like in the next 10 years, I'm gone. I don't want to live here. I don't mind watching it because from a distance, it's beautiful from a distance. Also, it's another film where either you're going to feel like, oh, okay, this movie is one of those marketing campaigns that actually works. It's asking me to be more involved. In other words, the movie's pretty much asking you to take a pop quiz by the time you get there. It's like it's asking you to study.
How so?
Because, all right, you know, some movies, like for example, Alien Covenant, they'll give you like one, like if you really want the Alien Covenant experience, then you have to watch this short.
Oh, with this
before it happens.
Yeah, so yeah, I watched the shorts.
And they might give you two of them, you know, maybe, you know, and with this, look, you can either read the cliff notes, which are at the beginning of the movie, which just kind of sum up everything. But if you really want the Blade Runner 2049 experience, then you need to watch not one, not two, but three, count them, three shorts. And look, a lot of people I was reading comments are like, man, this shit, can I just go see a movie without having to know anything? But the shorts here are not bad, and I would actually implore you to watch the shorts, which are not only live action, but they've thrown one animated one in there. There's one called Blackout 2022, which gives you the reason why the replicants have been shut down and why the remaining ones have been hunted.
Yeah. I gotta say, I watched that one today, which was all three of them were cool. Well, especially this one and the one with Dave Bautista. Those are two I really liked.
But the one with Dave Bautista. Now, the reason why I also tell you to watch this because the one with Dave Bautista. And you know Dave Bautista, what's his name? Brock or Brack, whatever, Crick or Crack. Drax. You know? Drax. Yeah. I'm gonna be hanging out with the Guardians. But no, if you watch that, they also show you a deeper side of these characters. And again, you can watch the movie, but like Dave Bautista, you don't need any setup for what happens at the beginning of the movie. It actually does a very good job at kind of summing up visually and giving you enough information to put together. But if you want to see what leads up to that, I would watch the short Dave Bautista because it not only shows how good he is in the movie for the little bit that he has, but he really is a good actor.
Yeah.
The power and the glory.
It's about an outlaw priest who's trying to understand the meaning of being human.
It's not sad, is it?
Yeah, you know, that's it gets pretty emotional as it goes along, and I'm not while you can watch the movie and get everything you need. Watching this will add another emotional level to the film.
It does, but I saw the movie without seeing those, and just from the descriptions, the write-ups they had within the movie, I got what was going on. I mean, sure, this fills it out. It enriches the experience for sure. If you can, well, actually, you can. You have the opportunity to watch these first. The thing I would say, even if you skip those, the more important thing to see is the original Blade Runner, because there's so many references to it. I'm not saying that you couldn't understand it, but I think a lot of things would be lost on you.
See, I don't,
because there's a toss to a character from the original that without that you kind of like, all right, this is just some random dude they went to talk to. Even getting to Harrison Ford, it means a lot when you've seen the first one. Otherwise, it's just like, oh yeah, he found Han Solo.
Yeah, well, you know, I think, a fucking Wookiee comes out the back. He does have a dog in the movie, but come on, boy. But they I see that I haven't seen Blade Runner in years. And
I hadn't either.
But let me just say, I didn't want to see Blade Runner. I didn't see Blade Runner in years and didn't want to see it because I wanted to test that theory of whether this movie could hold up on its own. And me not having, I don't remember a lot. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's probably been 20 years since I've seen the original Blade Runner. I'm not one of those people who, I really admire the movie. I like it, but I'm not one of those people who just feels the need to watch it every year and rush out and see it. And when this was coming out, I'm like, all right, I'm going to stay away for sure. And I didn't need those references in there. Like I said, this worked so well on its own that I didn't need that. I felt like this was really self-contained. Now you can get more of an experience if you do, but I didn't feel like you need that.
But you still know them, like the basic things of who Rick Deckard is.
I mean, it might reference some things because it has to. But the thing I admire about this film is that, look, the movie's got integrity, all right? You know, the movie's not out there doing what other movies do when they make a sequel. They're not trying to do all these homages, which are just, they ain't homage. That's bullshit for just a cheap gimmick. You know, they're not trying to actually, they do a callback if they have to for the story. They ain't just telling Harrison Ford, come on out, man. Hey, everybody, deck. Okay.
Audience claps.
Yeah. You know, they aren't doing any of the things that are just trying to take advantage of nostalgia for this movie. If it has to be done, then they have to, just because it's part of the story. I'll tell you what you can do. You can watch this one and go back and it'll work in reverse. It'll work forward. You can go back and watch the original and be like, oh shit, I remember they talked about that in the one I just saw. Or if you have seen it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I remember that. I love that they referenced that because, you know, it's I love that movie. What you don't need to do is go in looking forward to Jared Leto, and you don't need to watch that short with Jared Leto.
That was the one out of those three. I was like, I could have done.
I'm gonna tell you what's going on with Jared Leto. First of all, I understand what you're trying to do, Jared.
Pulls another Joker here.
He like, man, put that Leto on there. I don't want to be confused with Sandwich Guy. But you know, with Jared Leto here, he's trying to get away from that Joker as much as possible. He has settled his ass down. He is calm. He don't raise his voice. He's trying to be cool. He don't smile. He don't even laugh in this because he does not want an inkling of that Joker coming out. But it's almost to a fault.
It's still too much what he's doing.
Yeah, but because
How is he doing nothing but doing too much?
Because what he's doing is
he's got away.
What he's doing is it's almost like he's trying so hard, like he's just scared to say anything. When he talks like this.
Over enunciates. And he's very hesitant.
Yeah, he comes out. He's talking about like I have this affliction. I'm like, what, mental retardation? Because you can't talk.
How are you inventing robots when you can't even get a sentence out?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing about it. I mean, if you watch the short, you get a whole lot more of that in it. Like I couldn't find any clips of him, and they kind of probably know that's the weakest part of the movie. I couldn't find any clips of him unless you watch the short. And the short has a cool concept. It's giving you more information why the Tyrell Corporation, who built or create the replicants, why they were shut down, and why they won't come back, why the prohibition sticks and why they won't repeal it. But it's him that's just kind of, man, these would be great if you just talk.
My replicants will never rebel. They will never run. They will simply obey. Step forward. Find a weapon. Do this now.
Fuck, that's my favorite glass.
My grandmama gave me that glass.
What'd you say?
He underacts and overacts at the same time.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Wow, you hit it. You put it perfectly, man. That's exactly what he does. I mean, it's essentially what everybody's saying is that this is a performance that calls attention to itself. Mm-hmm. It's one of the things in a movie where all of this stuff that is...
Jared, it ain't about you this time.
Yeah.
It's always about me.
It's always about... Yeah, all right, man. But in a movie where there's so many fascinating things going on, there's so many stunning visuals, and somehow they've managed to make it all subtle, make it all blend together as part of this world. His is the thing that stands out. Everything else does not, because everything else feels organic in here.
Fortunately, he's not in it a whole lot.
No, he's not.
I was about to ask about him, and I forgot her name, but she plays Claire Underwood in the. God damn
Robin
it.
Wright?
Yeah, Robin Wright.
She's got a major part.
She's a major part. Okay, yeah.
You know, Robin Wright, man, she's in the movie. She's actually it's a good role for her, because it's a role that, and it's one of the reason why her character is really cool is because she's a police chief. Mm-hmm. And she's one of the few people that does emote a lot, because she has to actually come in and take charge. And it's a performance that comes in at the right time, right when this movie needs a boost. You're like, you getting tired of these people, man. You know, shit. Somebody do something. You know,
doesn't anybody care?
Jared Leto's back. No,
I kick out you. Get this motherfucker out of here. But you know, it's she comes in and gives the movie a jolt of energy that you need at the right time. And there are characters that come in and do it at the right moment. You know, like when all these other sad motherfuckers start to bring you down. But the one performance in here that got me, this man here, I swear to God, you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
Lenny James, man, you might know him as the crazy black dude from The Walking Dead.
You gotta narrow it down.
Which one? The one with lines.
The one they killed.
Yeah.
Which one?
No, he's still alive.
I don't think he's dead yet.
Oh.
No. Yeah. But Lenny James, and there he is right there. Lenny James he has two acting modes. He's either the black British dude, or he's the black guy in every movie that talks like an insane slave.
Yeah.
Everything he's in, you know what I'm talking. No matter what he's in. Hi, everybody. I just come here to eat pancakes with everyone. And it's like, damn, man, it ain't that serious.
Hey, man, no pancakes are serious, though.
Please, can I have another stack? And you think I'm lying? Look at him here. When I say not just any kind of slave talk, like he actually loses his mind with every role.
No. This is just my game, and I play it fair. No. I mean, they were men at that.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Couldn't hold eye contact during that.
Yeah. No, that's not. Chill, dude.
Fuck, that's a pretty man.
God damn it! So much prettiness, I can't look at you. He turns into the melodramatic black woman in everything he plays. All he needs is that what's her name with the snot that always comes out?
Oh, Viola Davis.
He needs to have all the Davis snot that comes out of his nose. But yeah, he's and there's a lot of characters that come in and out, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you see them, and they spend a lot of time with this guy. They don't need to spend as much time with him as they did. In fact, even when he's on there, you'd never know what the fuck he's talking about.
Got it.
It's almost they just let him ad lib. This nigga been up for 2 days, and they just let him talk.
Sleep deprived him, put him in front of the camera. Just go for it. Say something.
I don't know what he's talking about, but damn, it's dramatic. Let him do
sleep
it.
for real in a junkyard full of kids.
Fuck, my shoes untied again.
They took his PlayStation. It's my game. I just play it.
That goddamn Cuphead. Shit. But it's with everything that we have. Oh, that's another person. I'm glad to see get more work.
This is who I
the
thought you were
captain.
talking about.
Everybody only knows him as the captain. Barkhad Abdi. That guy, every movie I've seen him in lately, he's been really good. Ladies and gentlemen, Barkhad Abdi is in the studio right now.
How's it going, buddy? Talk about getting work. I'm like, he's working right now.
He's working the couch right now. You know I brought that picture up for you. Yeah, man.
You knew it was coming, bro.
Man.
How does it feel when people put up pictures of you?
Yeah. Martin said, "Who's the captain now?" I'm the captain. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. How does this feel? He mad as hell. Look at that man. Fuck y'all, man. I don't look like
intern.
Yeah. I don't look like that Ethiopian motherfucker.
Somali.
Get it right.
Whatever, man. I'm racist. Anyway.
Anybody who's a fan of the original Blade Runner is going to get what they want. It does set itself up to where there could be a sequel. It's not trying to be like, hey, get ready for the next one. but it lands in a place where you're like, all right, I can see another story in this world.
Okay.
I'd give it a high matinee.
High matinee.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, there's so much of it that it's full. That's full price or high full price. But I can't warn you enough about the first hour.
It is a thinking person's blockbuster. This has been pitched as sort of sci-fi, and we get blockbusters at any part of the year now. You don't know when they're gonna drop one, and this is being kind of pitched that way. Now, I don't remember what the budget on this movie is, but if it's not very large, it looks like the money's there, which can be deceiving to people. You're gonna go in, and you're gonna be expecting a fun action movie, and you get action in it. And they have moments where they do keep the pace going. It's an incredible balancing act that they've done here. It's great filmmaking. It might, but for some, Martin is right. It will not be fun. It will be more depressing than anything. It'll be ponderous to some people because there are so many heavy themes here. So many heavy themes that they had to make a movie in 3 shorts to go with it. Right. But at the same time, and I agree. While the running time could have been shorter, and the audience might feel that. There are going to be some people that are like me, I believe, where, okay, maybe when the story was kind of taking its time, and believe me, it does take its time, I just didn't mind walking around in this world. I didn't mind living in this world. Science fiction, great science fiction should be a thinking. It should make you think. It should be deep. So to me, being that that's what they tried to accomplish here, and they did well by peppering it with nice bits of action and great visual set pieces, I thought it was a job extremely well done. For this, I'm going to go ahead and give it. Now, you understand why I'm giving this a rental.
Oh,
no, I'm giving this a full price.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell?
No, hell no. I'm giving this a very big full price. Again, not for anybody. And I'm not trying to be one, like I said, I haven't seen Blade Runner for years. I'm not doing some fanboy shit with this. I'm not trying to sit up here and feel like I have to get this movie out.
No, I don't feel that way at all. But I give it points in that, oh, wow, you're one of these that didn't betray your elder.
No, and the fact that you were not afraid that this movie was not afraid, and the studio was not afraid to just let this movie exist on its own. Yeah, highly recommended on my part. And I will go and it will, and again, this is what I was talking about by not seeing the original in a long time, because now I want to go back and watch it.
Sure.
And I know that I'm going to get a lot of things in there that I'll probably have more of a fun experience this time because they did such a great job on this one. So yeah, unless you're just fucking stupid, you'll enjoy it. I'm kidding.
With all those shorts, it sounds about as smart as Alien Covenant.
Yeah. You've got to do your homework. Yeah, but you're smart. This is a good ride. No, I'm kidding, because I can see YouTube now. Fucking Corey, you're the dumbest one in here. Think you better than everybody. I'm just joking.